Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Sidar Aji Pratama. My last student number is 127 and I'm class B, and this is for tourism course taught by Mr. Fitri Kurniawan. And today I will be present tourism crisis analysis Labuan Bajo tragedy, Labuan Bajo boat tragedy and Bali quiet season versus Yogyakarta shift. And I'll be analyzing two these cases in Indonesia. And the first summary is the case one, it is Labuan Bajo tragedy. A tragic boat accident in Labuan Bajo on December 26, 2025. A Spanish family was on tourist boat KM Putri Sakina when it sank near Padar Island in Komodo National Park. The boat had 11 people, 6 tourists and 5 crew, and about 30 minutes into the trip, the engine failed and then the big waves hit the boat twice. On the second wave, it flipped and sank, and Fernando Martin, a Valencia soccer coach aged 44, died with 3 of his children. His wife and the youngest daughter survived with some crew. And the harbor authorities said weather forecast showed small waves under 0.5 meters, but suddenly the weather changed and then waves got over 2 meters high for about 3 minutes. And then now let's look at the second case, which is the Bali and Yogyakarta. A big shift in Indonesian tourist patterns during Christmas and New Year's 2025 holiday. Foreign tourists to Bali increased to 6.8 million, but Indonesian tourists decreased or dropped 2%. The tourism minister said negative social media posts about Bali's bad weather influence domestic tourists. Meanwhile, Yogyakarta saw this as a huge increases. Why? The negative social media about Bali's flood, traffic and trash problem, and then expensive plane tickets, heavy media coverage, plus the new toll road made by Yogyakarta for easier to reach. And then now let's dig into what causing the problem. I'll be analyzing for the case one, that is Labuan Bajo tragedy. First, the weather. Forecast said calm seas, but weather suddenly changed. December is rainy season in Indonesia. Of course, weather is unpredictable. And then leaving at 8:30 p.m. during weather changes, it is increasing risk. And for the second, safety management. From 2024 to December 2025, at least 15 boat incident or accidents happened in Labuan Bajo. That shows repeated safety failures. Operators by fishing boats and modify them into 2 to 3 level tourist boats with proper balance, making them flip easily in strong winds. And then for the third, government oversight. Authorities said the boat was safe, but it had major engine problems right after leaving. With 400,000 visitors yearly to Komodo, safety rules are not enforced consistently. Now, to Bali Yogyakarta situation. The first one is social media influence. Negative posts about Bali, of course, spread everywhere through social media. For example, bad service, being denied and to entry the venues, and then this pushed family toward Yogyakarta because Yogyakarta is seen as more welcoming. And then second one is weather perception. Heavy media coverage about Bali's rain made it seem worse than it was. Traffic congestion was the real problem. And then for the third one is destination switching. Economic challenges meant people stayed closer to their homes. 86.6% chose domestic destination because they are cheaper and easier to reach, and that is why Yogyakarta offers more lower cost and easy car access via toll roads and cultural attraction. And what does this mean for Indonesian tourism overall? Well, for the short term, Labuan Bajo tragedy got international attention on safety risk, might reduce bookings, and then Bali lost 700,000 Indonesian tourists, hurting hotels and local businesses. And for the long term, if safety doesn't improve, destination like Labuan Bajo could face lasting reputation damage. For Bali, continued decline could force businesses change, but international tourists grew 11.2% to 7 million. Then that helps a bit. And for Indonesian tourists, it is more affected by social media and economics. They switch destination easily based on value and accessibility. And for the foreign tourists, Labuan Bajo tragedy got major international coverage, but Bali's international arrivals stayed strong. Foreign tourists care deeply about safety incidents affecting their citizens. And then for the trust and safety, with 15 accidents in Labuan Bajo 2024 to 2025, trust in maritime safety is damaged. This affect all Indonesian marine spots, for example, Raja Ampat, Gili Island, or maybe Thousands Island. So, what is wrong with our tourism system? I saw 4 weaknesses in our Indonesian tourism. For the first one is maritime safety. Of course, this is based on the case. The first one is maritime safety because accidents keep happening for both checks and maybe modification oversight and maintenance. The second one is crisis communication. No effective crisis communication strategy. No quick reassurance for tourists after incidents. And then for the third one, infrastructure and service quality. For example, like traffic jams, poor infrastructure, or maybe unfair treatment complaints, and it show poor service monitoring. And then for the fourth one, risk management. Weather system cannot predict sudden changes because 4 people died, so gaps in emergency responses. And then these problems can be fixed. And then I will give you some practical solutions. And then for the operator or industry travels, I will give 2 solutions, which is just first one is required safety certificates renewed quarterly, surprise inspection, or maybe giving GPS tracking and weather monitoring on all boats. Which is the responsible ones is boat operators, tour agency, and etc. And then for the second solution, it is annual safety training for crew, guides, and hotel staff. Who is responsible? The industrial, all industry groups, or maybe training centers. And then moving on to local governments, which is the regional level, the first solution is SMS or application alerts for tourists and operators. And then who is responsible? Regional government, weather agency, or maybe SAR teams also. And second solution is SAR units at busy marine areas under 15 minutes response time. And who is responsible? Regional SAR, local government, maybe some Navy. And then we also need strong national policies. Moving on to national level. So what our government must do? National standard for tourist boat construction, maybe requiring tracking system on all passenger boats. Who is responsible? Of course, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Transportation. And second one is standardized crisis response procedure with communication templates and international coordination. Who is responsible? Ministry of Tourism and then Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And then that's it. Thank you for listening. I hope I'll see you again. Bye bye.